Hey, if you enjoy what I'm doing, drop a like, sub, comment, bell, all the good YouTube stuff. And let's get into the video. Uh, Alright. Stream marker up. Alright. So, welcome to the Saber tier list for my channel. This is gonna help with when I do reviews. I can easily point this out, adjust it when buffs come out. So yeah, all base gold servants, all base gold Saber servants are on this tier list, including the free-to-plays, like Hokusai and Saber Lily, even though they're not from the gacha. Units like that are gonna be considered at MP5, just because it's very realistic that you'd have them. Like, you wouldn't normally just stop at an event at only MP1, not when you get the other ones for free. So, just like the low star tier list, we're sticking to this. We're not going to be using art slooping stuff, not right now at least. So, EX, what they can do, they're the best of the best. If it's if there's a direct comparison in the A tier for an SSR and a 4-star can do that same exact thing but better, they would probably go into EX. Good. Only some servants that do it better. Interchangeable servants is going to be a lot with the AoE buster. There's going to be a lot of those. Usable servants, like, you can do them, but just know that you usually have better options. The uphill battle, extremely niche. One thing very specifically, I'm not sure if we are gonna have any, like, we definitely have those with the lower rarity servants, but I'm not entirely sure how many we'll have here on the SSR and SR tier list. And then there's a lot of things wrong with the servant, or they're just extremely underperforming. Again, this was more for the lower rarity servants than this is for SR, SSR. So these two might go away at the end of this video. It really just depends on how I'm feeling on placements. All right. And again, I will state, like, especially because 1-stars really couldn't be given specific roles. They were just like, they can do this, they can do that, or they were supports if they were ranking super high. This tier list, since it is just sabers, only these sabers are being compared to each other. I'm not going to compare like arts loopers that are sabers to arts loopers that are like a different class, because that's not fair. There are arts looping sabers are very few. So that is out of the way. Let's get started. So first up, we're gonna do it by how the tier list is set up, not how I wanted it to go, like in order. But I don't mind doing alphabetical. Altera. She is awesome in Extella, but we're not talking about Extella and her lore. We're looking at how she actually functions. If this was a couple, or I can't remember exactly, but when she got this buff, a lot of her problems were fixed. What is this buff? It gave her a 30% battery. I constantly think that this is a buff that's on NA. It's not. It should be on NA with learning with manga, so next year. which makes sense because Tamamo got her buff as well. So she can do Buster farming right now. Again, this is JP in its current state, not NA. So 30% battery, attack buff 30%, 3-turn MP damage that also removes buffs, and you're not even doing it on the MP. You can just pop this, and again it's AoE. But if it was on her MP, it would still be doing it. One hit, and then this. If we look at the chart for Doublovich, Oberon, she is hitting the hardest. Yeah, she is hitting the hardest. Like, her damage is the equivalent to Archer Gilgamesh. Like, his new, like, when he got his buff, they're doing about the same damage. But this is also excluding Gil's damage mod, so he goes even higher, I believe. But that kind of is all she can really do. Like, she wouldn't really bring her into a boss fight unless you kind of had to. Like, she has crit potential, but like she doesn't have it very good. A. A or B. No, I want to say high damage and buster farming. Very clean buster farming that you can use 50% instead of having to use super scope. So you're an A. And if we just like, God, I'm not taking this off. Just swapping between here. So in comparison to, and again, we're only looking here, Altera, the only reason her damage spikes as high as it does is because how Oberon works with her. Yeah, Altera needs an MP buff. Her next buff needs to be an MP buff because this is so bad. Yeah, I can't put her. If I have to think about it, like, hard, like, she might go down here when we get to the other ones. All right. Next up, we have Arthur. I have nothing personal against Arthur. He's got high base attack. HP looks good. MP charge. He's got Saber's base hit count with a better extra. But a better version of a Mana Burst. 3 times 50% along with MP Gen, so follow it up with QABs, and he's doing pretty good. He's got crit potential. But here it is. His third skill is almost dead because it's super large and it's a 20% battery. This skill needs to get buffed. Make this 30. And it needs to do something else. It has to do something else. His MP, I believe, hits... No, it doesn't even hit harder. Arthur, 43. Yeah, you need super large for his damage to be good. At least he stacks MP damage, but I don't even know if he can do buster farming. I think hold up. Ultra Ego. Yeah, I don't think any double Oberon. Yeah, if you want a Buster Farm, I think you would have to use double Oberon, which just is not good. And also, like, his MP hasn't been buffed. And as an Artor, like, not an Artoria, but like, wield it. He should have refund on his MP too. Like, why are you just. So, as Arthur is right now, he's C or B. Yeah, B. Because he has two really good skills. His upstairs looks pretty good. Not amazing, but still okay. Like, he got two buffs and he's looking good, but he just needs like another one to complete his kit. Right? Wait. Mm, hold up. Is this 5? Yeah, like buff the MP, give you like 10%, and then he might be okay. I think I'm iffy on this. On how to buff him and make him function well. I think you go the MP buff though. Alright. And again, these can all be changed. Alright, OG Saber EX. She is the de facto Buster farming leader. Take your pick of what you want to do. If it wasn't for Altera, she would have the highest damage Saber Buster farming. Yeah, like she can be placed up there for Buster farming alone. Easily accessible to most people, especially because she's permanent. And Mordred is only not on the same level because their battery is one turn too long. But it hasn't been buffed. Maybe they decide to buff it. But yeah, let's fully bring it out just to show. Yeah, upstairs doesn't look that good, honestly. This needs to get buffed. This is for explosive damage that really ramps up with Oberon, along with pretty much securing a Buster Brave chain. 30% battery on a 5-turn cooldown, along with stars, works well with Vitch. And then 20 on refund. Yeah, like she is the go-to for Buster farming. And as we see here, she is the hardest hitting MP damage. And not only that, she can do this for 2 turns, not only the final turn, she can do this for 2 of the turns. Her caveat is no damage mod, but even still, like, these are harder to pull off. Significantly harder to pull off. Next, Stolf. All right. The confused mess of a character, or so people say. Hit count looks really good. Quick could have had more hits, but oh well. This skill, when it gets buffed, is much better. 20% battery, 20% every turn, debuff cleanse, and 20 stars on a 5-turn cooldown. So any kind of reduction, and you have 100% uptime on this. This sucks. Or not, it doesn't suck that bad. This part is like meh. Like if it happens, it happens. This is good though. This is very nice. 3 hits of dodge over 3 turns. And then this skill makes, why does he have Buster Star weight? I mean, sure, Scotty, Ruler Scotty, but like that's only 1 card. It's the same as Tyra. Why it's like Ruler Scotty isn't the best for her. But this was also 20% attack and 30% crit damage. So he is not buffing himself up that much for his MP. 10% riding, 10% quick from his passive. And then basically Ozzy for how his MP is just like completely suppressing fire, along with the caveat he gets stronger as he does it. So he doesn't have that much in survivability though, and he's quick. So once his dodges are gone, he's probably getting killed. But at least he's not getting MP spammed. And this might stall out. Yeah. All right. So as single targets, you have Beni-enma, Dioscuri, Karna. Yeah, like if we're only comparing on this list, but he has to compare with Hokusai, whose arts main composition is Karna, who's also MP5. Oh, also Okita. Yeah, so not even the hardest hitting, but he does ramp up. And Santa Karna doesn't even have that much of an advantage at MP5, honestly. It's debatable whether, depending on how you use him, whether you even have the quick buff. Yeah. No, in comparison, like I'll just keep it to Okita. Okita is like going really fast. Astolfo is just safe. They'll probably both go here. Yeah. Again, I might move them up. Barghest, you are EX. Barghest is literally one. Not only is she good now, but she is like one of those servants that you want to be like when they're soloing, they do it well. They do it very well. Barghest, where are you? Especially with QABs now, she does not have the same hard survivability of Tyra. Tyra is for soloing, like content, like general content. Barghest is much more specific for it being a challenge quest or a very hard fight where like this is where this part is going to come into play. Damage cut, self regen. Yeah, I talked about it in her video, but if they make it so when you pop this skill, it's like Eye of the Storm or something, or Coming of the Foul Storm. Uh, they make it so this forces sunlight battlefield. But once you pop the MP, it consumes the sunlight, so you could secure this like very consistently without having to get wonky supports. And yeah, and then the skill reduce cooldown, very good, and HP stacking, which can be better than a heal. And she also has this 2 heal if she needs it. Barghest is going to be a servant. Depending on how many copies I get, she might be a servant at 120. And I would also be going for like a pens too. So that's going to be over the course of Morgan's banner and Oberon. And then probably whenever Morgan goes back on rate up, along with Barghest. Beni-enma. Hey. So the one problem with, and I say problem with air quotes, with Beni-enma, it has to be not only that she, like, the biggest thing is she hasn't gotten a buff yet because she hasn't needed one. She might get one very soon though. Very possible with her being in Lost Belt 7. Or we get Beni-enma Alter. I'd rather they give us Beni Alter as a costume and then just give her a buff. But debuff, suppression, the heal is like literally a joke. That's barely a demerit. The problem is that you can't bring Beni-enma everywhere. That is the problem. It needs to be, her best use is chaotic evil. A lot of enemies though are either chaotic or evil. So her damage is realistically this, which outclasses the others. Outclasses Dioscuri by a good amount. Saito also, yeah. She is solid A. Charlemagne. This one is biased. This one is like fairly biased. But yeah. He can do farming, and he's basically an art servant, depending on the CE. If you put Black Rail on him, he is literally, it doesn't matter if you have him MP1 or MP5. He'll be refunding like probably 80% plus every MP, probably gets type neutral. Like, definitely depends on what you're running with him, but he can do that fairly easy, along with flooding the field with stars because he has a 12 hit MP. So that does bring up the real numbers. Good upstairs, good attack. He can pop invul on himself if he wants to, but it's better if he gives it to someone else. Damage mod, defense against this for farming, this for boss fights, which he's good in. Crit potential against evil alignment. Again, quick passive, just like Astolfo. You're gonna want this if you have him. And then he can get plus 120% damage on his MP, depending on how many stacks. And it literally depends on what you're bringing him to, and along with that quick res down. I love this guy. I would still say the same thing about him, whether it was MP1 or mine, as long as he's well built. So biggest weakness is his low MP gain stat here, though. So best support, like, not, don't just go triple Scotty. I would putting a Paracelsus in there. Boss fight, OG Scotty, along with ruler. Don't just monkey and go double ruler. I only did that in farming because it's like you need it for farming. All right, so Deon. I need to look at this first. I'm not as familiar. It's been a minute. Low, same attack as Barghest. HP high for a 4-star. Because I believe they are a tank. MP charge, normal saber stuff from year 1. Pick and choose what gender they are, because I'm pretty sure that's how it is in game. Dodge along with defense, debuff cleanse, and debuff resist. Can't get debuffed. 3-turn taunt and HP. So MP neuters your opponents. MP1 looks really bad compared to MP2. Theon is, because usually it's a 25% increase. This is like double. This is full on double on scaling. And it's always been like that. Weak chance to charm too. Yeah, so I am gonna have to bring this up. Like, this is like their tank taunter, but they don't get that status until their 3rd ascension. I mean, the final ascension or whatever. I am gonna have to bring up George, because George kind of does a lot of the same stuff. Yeah, like, if I had to pick between Dion and George, I would pick George most of the time, unless it's specifically against Lancers. Well, George, you bring to any class, it doesn't matter, he'll do his job. Yeah. I don't want to even say extremely niche, because even still, you wouldn't use George, and other low-star taunters can kind of do this role better. So it's either don't use it all or D. I don't want to say don't use it all, because the kit makes sense. It's just outdated. Yeah, D. They need buffs. Deon needs buffs. Diarmuid. I am never happy to see this unit. Not because he's bad, but because whenever you see this unit, you are getting spooked. And he just did it to me today when I threw like a multi or two at Q Alter. Them's the breaks. Cuck Knight strikes again. Shows that he is worse than Lancelot at that. And this is the form he doesn't even have the cucking powers, and he's still doing it. Alright, so hit counts look pretty good. Weaker here, but it's fine. His mana burst is 1 turn, and it's mixed. At least it's 5 turns. Star weight, crit stars. Defense, MP gen. Where's his crit skill? He needs crit damage on here. This is like design choice of them making a servant that with a support already in mind. He doesn't have a crit skill because Scotty is supposed to give it to him. Or crit damage. Riding Beam, Magic Resist A. Removes their defensive buffs, but after damage. So, you are not close to Astolfo, but you're not terrible either. Yeah. Like, plus insta-kill, like, I'd take Astolfo over Diarmuid any day. Next up, Dioscuri. I am confident in this. So Dioscuri is actually a character that you'd be pulling MP2 strictly because MP1, their refund is too good. They would be like, their quick cards become arts cards. Their arts cards become quick cards. They work with half of the supports in the game. Their refund is so good, you're gonna get to 100% MP and just spam that shit. Along with stacking arts res down, quick down, invul, pierce, defense, ignore, good stacking buffs. Like, this is, even at MP1, they're very good. Liz. At the very least, you are MP5 in a world of MP1s. So your damage here, comparable to Sigurd. And you actually get better with an attack buff than a buster buff. But yeah. Max damage is 71k or 78. I just remembered that you guys can't see it because of chat. So I gotta restate it when I'm looking over at MP5 with special effects. So I need to say the damage is good for a single target buster in comparison to MP1s. Unless they have a special effect like Tsuna, who, if you're demonic and Oni, or just Oni, because you're probably demonic and Oni, he blows her out of the water even with her special effect. And that's like MP5 comparison as well. Oh, Tsuna. When you're good, you're good. You know what I mean? All right. So, Elizabeth. Upstairs isn't terrible. It's not great, but it's not horrendous. First skill, invul for a turn, MP gen 50%. Helps her get back to her MP. Mana burst 40%, and then defense 20% for one turn. Okay, one turn, a lot of one turn stuff here. All right, so half her battery. Half her MP. And then she gets 50% buster buff for 3 turns, 3k heal, party heal, 50% attack, for 1 turn for the entire party. 50 star bomb. Yeah, this is so easy to waste. MP has been buffed and burn. She's DRC. Because again, MP5. There are definitely going to be other servants, but her third skill is basically a demerit. Imagine like playing gacha in a gacha game for more gacha. Saber Fran. Upstairs looks pretty good. Good hit count across the board. Attack looking pretty good, close to average. All of her skills have a small demerit, but this one, if you have the append skill, which you technically can, you just have to do a whole lot of bond point farming. Yeah, so she should have. You would probably have to get to bond 9 or 10 if you want her to have an append. But this can be negated if you have the append, and then you get 80% MP gen for three turns. Which, I mean, 10% battery, or you could just not pop this on a turn other than turn 1, and then it's like, again, a non-factor. 500 damage to herself, which that's something easily healed, and she neuters attack and yeets her buffs off. Attack up, MP damage 3 turns, burns herself, but again, it's baby burn. Quick performance, magic resist weak, but at least she has it. You get kind of choose just which one you want if you manage to get enough coins to unlock. MP also hasn't been buffed, but chance to stun all enemies, like delayed at some point. Oh yeah, also if we're looking at like straight MP damage, like Caesar is beating out all these servants. Just thought I'd bring it up, but that's only that's only for 1 turn. B, like these servants all have better kits. We're taking the kits into consider as well. So Saber Fran, in comparison to Diarmuid, is definitely better. She's not better than Astolfo though. I don't think she's better than Astolfo. Because again, he's gonna ramp up and get stronger as time goes on. And like that kind of mitigates his downtime somewhat. Saber Fran like has a lot of stuff that multiplies into each other, but they're not particularly strong all on their own. Yeah, like she doesn't have a card buff. Yeah. It's just she doesn't have enough things multiplying into each other. Like this is helping her out a lot. Like her damage might be closer to here or probably 31 if she didn't have that. Moving it out. Right. Almost a third of the way done. All right, Gareth. I've had time to process from the summer. The newest of these of the AoE buster, right after Roland came out. Low base attack though. That's probably what holds her back the most, that her base attack is that low. But her HP is very high for a 4-star. That is almost 14,000, which is higher than a lot of SSRs. 20% Arts and Buster, along with 20 stars. Sunlight Battlefield to herself only. And Guts, targeted Guts, stars per turn. Burns as she hits people. 30% Buster, so she does have a full 50% mana burst for 3 turns. But the battery is also 20%. Works very, very well with Honey Lake though. Yeah, and then more attack if you do this on Sunlight Battlefield. So her best use case is with using Honey Lake. If you have her with Honey Lake, it works. She works way better because her stacking burn is not hard. It's just not the most practical thing. So it does free up your command codes to run like more other options like healing or something. Yeah, so Gareth, she hits as hard as Fergus. She hits as hard as an MP1 Fergus. That's how, like mind blown. This is why like base attack is so important. Now, like I said, if you bring her with Honey Lake, her damage will be much better. I would prefer her, like, I don't, like, Liz is also single target. She's AoE. I would prefer Gareth over Liz, because at least all of her skills are working, and they're, like, almost none of them are one turn. Yeah, no, that's my justification. None of her stuff is one turn. It's all 3 turn stuff. So she at least has that. Liz, you need so much help. You need so much help, Liz. Oof. Gawain. He is literally the most outdated out of all of these. Or one of the most outdated. His buff secures Sunlight Battlefield, meaning he's guaranteeing the 30% buster. 20% battery, star, guts on himself, 1 time, 1 turn. This hurts a lot. This needs to get buffed, make this 3 turns, and make this 30, and then he's better, and I believe he can do buster farming then. But right now he is only for like, I don't even want to say boss fights, because like his only survivability is this. That's it, and the skill seal. Like Honey Lake isn't even that good for him either. Even though he can burn, he can't do it right before the MP unless you use command cards, and that's RNG. But yeah, like he's actually not even that much better than Gareth. Yeah, if we're looking at just MP1, he's not that much better. This kid is just that outdated, and Gareth's kid is much better. And like, wait, what's your Yeah, like he's full gorilla, and these cards aren't that good. Yeah, like and Barghest is just like Gawain but better. I'll put him here. He needs his third skill buffed, and whether or not that unlocks buster farming for him, like, kind of doesn't matter. It's like he needs to be used more. Like he needs his third skill buff and his MP. All right. Next up is Hokusai, who is a free to play servant. Also, are we at a third? Yes, this is a third of the tier list is done already. So, Hokusai, base attack at the average. MP charge, really don't worry about this. She has very good hit counts. She is a crit servant, even if her MP charge is lower. This is about average for any art servant with double arts with 4 hits. She also has double quick, so helping with star gen. 20% battery and 20 stars. This could have been better, but oh well. Star weight for 3 turns and a 1-time 3-turn guts. Good. Helps secure crits. And then arts buff 30%, but whenever you crit, you're getting more damage, and it can stack up really, really quickly. And then 8 hit MP with MP damage at 30% base goes up to 70. All right, so Hokusai, where are you? 60,000. She's hitting harder than a lot of other servants. Again, she doesn't have like a special damage mod, but all these other servants are at MP1. She's hitting harder than Beni-enma, unless Beni-enma has her mods. And I think Beni-enma MP1 can stack up a little better. But Hokusai is accessible. She is at least on the same tier as Beni-enma. At least. Santa Karna, most recent one to NA besides Muramasa. So the problem with Santa Karna is durations. This is unique. But yeah, 50% crit. Cool that it lasts 3 turns, but the arts and buster buff are only 3 hits. Sucks. Heavily reliant on your supports then. Cool. Buster crit. Nice. No, has coins on an A. Oh, like his MP doesn't ramp up. It's only against 4 guts. But again, he is MP5. So again, he's not hitting that much harder than Astolfo. Astolfo is getting stronger every MP. And Astolfo's MP actually does something. I might push Astolfo up, honestly. And then put Karna in the same tier as Fran. Yeah, actually. Because Karna is not the same as Diarmuid. Karna is much better than Diarmuid. I can't put them in the same tier, so Astolfo just goes up. So Karna B. Next, Ibuki Doji EX. What isn't there to say about Saber Ibuki? Ridiculously high base attack for a Saber. Like, this is what Avengers normally have. And she has this as a Saber. Good start. HP, not the highest, but pretty high still. MP charge good. Like, full Grail deck, just like Gawain, but like her gains are so much better. It's not even funny. Her damage is so much better. 40% attack and 50% battery, and these are usually stacking, especially attack. 30% and defense, again, most of the time stacked. I mean, you could say this about any of the other busters, but Ibuki just always takes it to the next level. 20 stars, along with 30% defense. Yes, you did. MP seal, crit damage, undead. And with Woozation, you can secure undead. Passes are awesome. They built-in damage cut. And just like Dioscuri, ignore invul defense pierce, along with reducing buster res, which would be better if it happened first, but most of the time we're following up with big buster crits. So another type of so adding a debuff to multiply the damage. Good. She's up here for a reason. So Yamanami Keisuke. Gains look good up top. Attack low, HP average. Party attack, MP gen 20%. 10 stars. Can't wait to get it. Yeah. I'm not even sure. I just know I'm about to be able to go to the next island. 30%. I could have sworn, was this not AoE? Or is this actually, because I remember the wiki, I could have sworn the wiki had it wrong. Excuse me. No, it is for self. Okay. I had to make sure. I remember getting burned by the wiki. Party evasion, just like David. Heal, cleanse of ailments. $10 stars per turn. Shinsengumi. And then party wide battery. Yeah, I know. How to summon Buster. Undefeatable plus Ibuki. Oh. Oh, wow. All the stars just aligned. Augers. I almost want to put him in niche. Because it's like... Yeah, he's just so specific to Shinshin. His MP is like cool unless you're using him with Shin Sangumi, which does apply to himself. This is a loopable MP. I don't know. I just feel he'd be better. This, like, I feel like this is more accurate if he's down here than being placed with these rankings. All right. Next up, Lakshmibai. Base attack, high for a 4-star. Nice MP gain. Hit count looks good. Charisma with stuff, but she has buff success rate. And this is good stuff. Quick and MP gain. She did not have this before. Does let her do quick farming. Quick performance here. Damage to all enemies, removes their offensive buffs, so better in a boss fight, but can do farming. Along with crit attack chance down. So Lakshmi. 1800, not that great, but double ruler Scotty or with Zufu. And that damage does not look bad. Again, this is MP1. This is a free-to-play CE. She can do it. She's B. The fact that she's actually able to do it and it's not that hard, I can put her in B. All right. Next up, Lancelot. Yes, there's a reason no one talks about it. There's a good reason no one talks about it. The only reason she's even in don't use is because she got buffed. So, Lancelot, OG Cuck Knight, but Diarmuid is apparently comes before him, so that's probably where his legend, why they got the idea for it. Attack, again, high for a saber. And be charged good. Hit counts look all right. Static 30, 20 stars. Star weight. Stars return, crit damage. That hasn't gotten many buffs. But what buff he did get, this part's cool. This part makes you question a lot of things. I would 100% pick Hokusai over Saber Lancelot if crits. No. No, I would still take Saber Hokusai. Oh, wrong one. If you had to choose between an MP1 Lancelot and an MP5 Hokusai, especially on NA where you're more likely to have a Hokusai, Uh, like Lancelot's only even here because like higher than Hokusai because his MP is buffed. Like Hokusai will get better crits as time goes on. Ignored his defense, so Hokusai is better. Yeah. Also, I don't want to put Lancelot in the same tier as Beni-enma. There's also Beni-enma's MP stuff. That's for all her face cards that turn. That's not just her MP. That's her entire turn is with those damage mods. All right. Ling. Lanling. Go. He got the drip in his costume. He is arts support. Same vein as Caskill. Targets charisma with invul. Targeted battery with buff success rate at 40%. Arts along with the 60%. So ideally you'd be popping this on him unless you have another way to secure buff success rate. So again, he is a servant that you're going to want to be spamming MPs, which he is arts. But he's also a servant where if you can get more copies, he's way better, but we have to take it at MP1. So this part, great. This part, awesome. This part, meh. If you're using MASH, this will definitely start building up. But yeah, guaranteed drain 2. And the arts buff is only 20%. But it is AoE. So helping everyone get to their MPs for spam. I can't put him in EX, even though he's a support. Like, this is not like support casters. He is not as good as, say, Tamamo or Lady Avalon. He's just not. At least a B. He might go up. Queen thought in a swimsuit. Somehow she looks less her in a swimsuit. It's more I expect this. I'm expecting this. Yeah. I'm not a fan of her character. If you like her, awesome. I'm not afraid of her character, but I will say her swimsuit version seems to be more relatable than her normal version. $20 battery every turn and stars per turn, just like Astolfo. No, she is not. So she's MP1. AoE charm, arts res down, so cool. Party attack, and everyone else's crit goes up but her. Yeah, so actually, Yeah. Oh no, it's 40% defense. Yeah, if you run her with Lanling, like she has 40% defense down on her MP, and if you can do it more than once, like you're really gonna be stacking the debuffs. She can go here with him. Yep, Summer 3. Oh, she can go here with him. They unironically work well together. Because wait, isn't wait. One turn or 3? Yeah, one turn. Yeah, so you can guarantee like 40% down, and it's art, so you can spam it. No. A. Yeah, plus like the more overcharge you have, which if you're using in arts isn't that hard to do. Like brains, Castoria, like you can put those in front of her and should get a higher buff success rate. No, Astolfo isn't here because of Charlemagne. Astolfo's here because his MP isn't buffed. And like his third skill is like weird because he only has one buster card. Second skill is okay because it's 3-hit dodge. Yeah, I haven't used her enough, but I think B is fair. Just looking at her kit. Yeah, because she doesn't have a crit skill. She gives a crit skill to everyone else. And all her stuff are AoE, right? Yeah. This just screams support. Like, it's honestly better that she's not specifying males like she does as a writer, because she just like literally works with any art servant, any arts team. You can just put her in there. All right, Mordred. She's going here, and this is not bias. Mordred, where are you? Okay, so part of my justification for this is both of these skills, this one more likely than this one, are up to getting buffed. This is a good skill by itself, and the only reason like she's not as flexible with buster farming as her father is because this cooldown is 1. I don't think they're gonna buff this skill just to reduce the cooldown, but cleanse with defense, like she's pretty much gonna tank a lot of things that turn. Like might be able to face tank and MP. Or a pen works. You're probably I'd recommend this one over going for this one, but if you only plan on taking advantage of her niche, she does big damage to Arthur's. I already got cucked by Diarmuid on Ku's banner. I don't need to get cucked. Like I don't even want to go on Medb's banner and get cucked more. Yeah, also now she has Buster Crit support or Buster Crit potential besides Vitch. Like, if Altera is here only for buster farming and how good her damage is, Mordred's here because she can do more than just buster farm. Yeah, like her damage isn't great for buster farming. Like, I'm not gonna kid myself, but Mordred can work. Yeah, also she can do it with Black Rail. Right. Or the new Black Rail. These two are easy. Yeah, so we'll go at this one at a time. But first, Muramasa. I not too long on this. Mana burst, 200% crit damage, 50% battery, along with 10% battery every turn you attack, every time you attack with a normal attack, including extra attack. So realistically, you can get 40% MP on a Brave Chain without even needing an arts card there. So more likely than not, it's at least 60% battery you get from that. Damage mod as a passive, along with arts buff, removes offensive buffs before damage and ignores defense, and stacks up MP damage and stacks up arts damage. He can pretty much do it all. He's not going to be the best at everything, but he can do so many things so well. Next one is Musashi. If she did not get her most recent buff, she would not be EX. But she hits really, really, really hard for an MP1. Removes buffs after damage. I'm fine with that, honestly. Because she also pierces invul, which is like more important. Like, to be honest, it's more important that she does both of these things, because like it's fine if she's taking off the defense. She's gonna get hit so hard, regular defense cut or damage cut or even like regular defense stacking isn't gonna do that much. And like, even without Wound Cancer or Alter Ego, she's still hitting harder. Only time she's not is with special mods. And then they made this so now she could do solo stuff. Just have like couple really good turns. And just like Hokusai, no, better than Hokusai, her overcharge is ridiculous for how much damage it gives her. 90% MP damage at overcharge 5. 90%. Is it feasible? Not really. But she can do it. And then last one, NeroBride. The only reason she is not an EX, the only reason is because if you're bringing her and choosing to, she is supplementing double Castoria or double Scotty, or she's supplementing some other supports. She's not. They're almost never gonna see double NeroBride anymore. Those times have long passed. But she's still very good because she gives damage mod, defense, heals, 40% attack, star gen, battery, MP gain. And then her MP, it really doesn't matter. We're not really using her for MP. So she's not must summon now. Like these servants, I wouldn't say they're must summon, but they're extremely good servants to have that will make your life so much easier. Next, Umu. Umu can't art sloop unless you're like really, really pushing it. Like you have to jump through so many hoops to make Umu loop. I believe she can do it, but it's not pretty. She has a 30% battery, so you can start off with like a ocean flyer. If you get the enough servant coins, you actually might, because she's just like a limited servant where you get like the 50 for summoning her for the first time because she's story locked and not on every banner. If you're waterside or city, which are fairly common, she gets an arts buff, but she kind of is heavily dependent for her farming on this. Imperial privilege with no way to secure it and a guts. I'm not gonna say never use her because she's not that bad, but she's not that good either. Yeah. If we're talking strictly gameplay, I think she has to go here. If we're talking strictly gameplay. Because 3 turn guts, 5 turns, it's technically better than Domin's, but this is a 10 turn cooldown as well. And it doesn't do anything else. Domin's is 100 no, his is Domin's Domin gets crit on his guts. Yeah, he gives crit on his guts. Yeah. Fine. No, right, single target. Oh yeah, right, Umu. Right, Umu. Yeah, this damage is. Yeah, you cannot say use Umu when Jason can like literally do this shit easier. Like you will go through less headaches using Jason to arts farm than you will Umu. And her kit, like again, she can't secure Imperial privilege. Ooh. Again, I'm gonna have to keep my bias in check, chat. I gotta keep my bias in check because I am so heavily biased to Charlemagne at this point. Base attack, good. HP, good. MP charge, okay with the hit count. It's not bad. Better than Charlemagne's by a good margin. Attack, quick, buster. 20% on these, 30% on the attack. Good. That's basically that's almost a mana burst on like the first skill. And it just gets better. 30% battery, crit damage 50% for 3 turns, along with star weight. 2 hits of invul over 3 turns, and MP generate for 3 turns, 30%. removes all enemies' defensive buffs, 4 damage, and increases quick performance 1 turn. They are interchangeable. They're interchangeable. These two really are interchangeable. I prefer Charlemagne, but like both have their reasons to use them in a boss fight. It literally depends on if they stack up buffs. If they stack up a whole lot of defensive buffs, Okitan, but Charlemagne is better in like longer fights where he's actually able to stay alive. Yeah, and the damage isn't even that much different. All Charlemagne has to do is get hit, or he fights demonic and he out damages. Yeah, so I'm fine with keeping her in EX. I didn't think like, I mean, we are in Sabers and they're supposed to have the best class, but all right. Yeah. Okay, so this tier list is looking like it's gonna be 2 hours, instead of the 4 hour one the other one was. So let's keep going. Sakura Saber, and this apparently is Mist's most appealing feature. Yeah. Okay, base attack high, MP charge high, gains ridiculously good. Like all things considered, like Jack level gains. But she's a saber, not an assassin, so her sergeant isn't as good as Jack's, but her her MP gen is. Her ceiling for damage gets very, very high, but this affects her refund. So you have to decide whether to amp up the damage on your MP or make your crits hit way harder after your MP. Oh. Star weight, starter crit only at 50% though, and a 30% battery. 40 and even more crit damage this time for 4 turns. Defense ignore and high defense stacking. Yeah, so Astolfo is MP spam. Okita is crit spam. She functions much better as a crit servant. And works with both regular Scotty and ruler Scotty, right? Yes. Well, Astolfo is like heavily weighted to OG Scotty. So I am confident in putting those two like right next to each other. Like again, this doesn't, the order isn't like how good they are. I'm just moving because they're like, it's very similar and pretty much interchangeable. All right, Rama. So direct comparison between Rama and Tsuna. Rama and MP damage hits harder against demonic, but if Tsuna's finding an Oni, he's gonna hit harder, and Tsuna just has a better kit. So Rama's has year 1 hit counts. This looks like a year 1 servant the way it's built. Star weight, 100% crit for 1 turn, 4 turn cooldown. Weak charisma that needs to get buffed. Okay guts. It's not great, but it's not terrible. Buster res down in general, and then demonic enemies get gauge down. How common? Like, if you're past, all right. So, like, servants, he has advantage on a decent amount, but like, if he was AOE, it'd be different because then it would be farming. But like, it's like you're fighting trash mobs. Or in 90 double plus. Yeah, I see him being used in 90 plus. But he doesn't have a battery, so you'll need this leveled. If you you might not even be able to. You'd have to go to like Bond 10 or something. I think Tsuna is just better. Hold up, is he that much? Hmm. Uh. Yeah, know what? I would prefer him over Gawain. Yeah, and then the Tsuna goes here. He's not as bad as I really think, honestly. Oh yeah, also different types. Gawain's AoE, he's single target. Yeah. All right, so Roland. 20% battery, invul along with 100% defense for a turn. So no matter what, they need Pierce invul and Pierce defense to do damage to you. That is, if this skill is leveled, that is literally the only way they can do damage. Because when you have 100% defense, that means you do not take damage. Buster up 3 turns, cleanse, chance to charm resist down, yeets all enemy buffs. Stars, star weight, 10% battery. And he can do this very often. This is very short cooldown. Is he able to do buster farming or no? Wait. He should. He's a 30% battery. He should be able to do buster farming. I think he's just not on the list. Yeah, I don't think Jord has like every single servant on here, but Yeah, this is a lot of like he basically gives himself all the defensive buffs that Vitch is not giving him in a boss fight. It looks like he should be able to do buster farming, but he's gonna be better in a boss fight, period. Like every turn you're like basically getting a crit turn. Or every 3 turns you're getting a crit turn. Ignore his invincibility, damage to one enemy, and then like start stacking attacking crit damage. Yeah, this he's A, and then Tsuna is gonna go here. Yeah. Actually, let me just do that now. So just talk about Tsuna real quick. So the only reason Tsuna is down here and not up in A is because he has the Oni niche. So star weight for buster cards, 50% crit damage. Star weight for arts cards, MP Gen, turn of evasion. Buster performance ignores evasion. Crit attack chance down. And then massive damage mod against Onis and demonic. He is good by himself. Obviously going to be better when fighting Onis. But I still think he's better than Rama by at least a tier. But because of the specific Oni niche, Roland, I feel, is a stronger pick. Oh, wait, no, Roland's single target, right? Is that why he can't do buster farming? He has 30% battery, but he can't do buster farming. Hold up. Yeah, he's single target. Oh, that explains so much. Yeah, so he's going to be better in general. Bedivere is going to do more damage if you have more copies of Bedivere. And you bring Tsuna to fight Onis. Tsuna fighting Onis far exceeds Roland and like brings Tsuna like almost to S. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, Lily, she is MP5. Let me start there. She is MP5. This is her damage. In comparison to pretty much every other servant here, she will hit harder for I think 1 turn. Literally, Artoria's hit counts. Very low base attack though. 20% battery, healing received, stars, meh. 50% mana burst, meh. Because it's 1 turn. MP Gen for the entire party, 20%. This is okay. Buffed MP, that heals her. Yeah, no, not a lot. Not a lot to say about this. Because she's MP5. If she was MP1, she'd be at don't use, but she's MP5. Yeah. you have to force so much stuff to make this work. Can't do buster farming. She's AoE, not single target. If she had a Sargen perk, that would be a big plus to her. If they buff this skill and make it Sargen 2, that she can gen her own stars to do crits. But she doesn't have anything for crits besides dropping stars. So she's here because she's MP5. Or everyone is able to get her MP5 at any time. It's not enough though. You have to use like a specific battery CE that has 60%, not 50. She needs to have 60%. Otherwise, you're like not doing it off the first turn. You're gonna have to waste excess battery. So yada yada yada. You're jumping through more hoops than you really should. And in that same vein, Gawain is here. He has 20% battery as well, along with like a more offensive kit. And his lasts for at least 3 turns. Right. Yeah. She's here for 1 turn. And then I think she drops to around here. Well, Gawain will stay at around this damage the whole way. Along with providing better face card damage. Because he's getting attack buffs and his base attack is higher. By like 2,000. Yeah, at least she's an AoE Buster Saber that everyone can have. And if you want to just monkey your way through a node and just have everyone have K-scopes, you can definitely do that. Yeah, AoE Buster Sabers is rough. It is literally the roughest competition. All right, next Saito. Yeah, definitely A or B. 20%, 20%, 20 stars, evasion, and defense. 3 hits of attack, 3 hits, 3 crits at 100%. Artrez crit attack chance. He is the saber I use when Beni-enma. I can't use Beni-enma. When Beni-enma doesn't have her damage mods, I'm using Saito. Mostly because my JP1 is MP5, but I mean MP4. Even down here, he's not that far below Beni-enma. He's not that far below her. He, without a doubt, for me. I like him more than Lancelot, because Lancelot's MP doesn't do shit. Yeah, no, he goes here. I like if they fixed Lancelot, gave him a better effect than increasing the damage taken by 1,000, he would be up. Lancelot would be up here, but they did him a little bit dirty on the buff. Yeah, there is the accessibility too. Yeah, like Lancelot at MP1 is here. Any higher he goes up to here. Like you'd want MP2 or maybe more with Lancelot. Yeah. In comparison, like Saito kind of can get away with it at MP1. Like Lancelot kind of does need it. Because otherwise he still has an unbuff kit. Well, we're about to talk about Salter right now. So Salter actually has the benefit of this being a MP1 tier list because her modifier is gimped. She by default hits harder at MP1 than any other AoE Buster Saber. 10% on PMP. %, battery, stars. But, and again, like, I hate this skill. At least she has a mana burst. And then this. Okay. Yeah, Salter ain't doing buster farming. She hits harder than Lily. I like that, I know for a fact. It's just the kind of setup you have to do with Salter is extremely wonky if you want her to loop. Because it's not a K-scope she needs. Like, unless you want to, like, waste shit. She needs, like, a 60% start. Which is better, but it's, like, a lot rarer. Oh, wait, why are we on archers? Right, AoE. Yeah, she hits so much harder. But again, this is MP1 Salter. And then you have MP5 Lily. Yeah. That because of how they did her modifiers. 450, I'm pretty sure is higher than a buffed MP1. Oh. I don't even think they're in the same tier, though. Like, it doesn't feel right to put them in the same tier. Like, if anything, Lily technically has a better kit. Yeah, like, they both have this. Salter has 5 more stars. They both have this. One has a 12% attack buff. The other has a 20% party MP gen buff. But this one has a buffed MP. Well, the other one has potential to do buster farming. It's just weird. Because I know she can do it. Like, she can definitely do it with a super scope. It's just like, are you wasting buffs or not? So, one higher. One higher, and this is a barely thing. She, like, if I had C minus, she would be in C minus. Then Lily. Then Lily. Because Salter can do buster farming. It's just very messy. Gawain can't do it. And she just hits way harder than him. Gawain's gains feel like shit too. Like, hers aren't that much better, but like, Yeah, like all three of them are missing stuff in their kit. So this is only because she has potential to Buster Farm, while these two don't. That's literally it. No, because Lily doesn't refund on MP off the MP. So Salter gets 10 after she MPs. So third wave, she has 10. Her battery comes back up, pop this, and then Oberon. That's the only reason. But it's still very messy, and it's not. OG does it way better. All right, Seri Bershiki. And we are almost done. 0.84 year one hit count, four hits, low HP, high HP. 40% arts buff, insta-kill res, ignores invul, 25% attack, mental debuff resist. Dang. Mental debuff resistance at 36%. So just like Dante's skill, although that's just regular debuff resistance, not mental. Oh. 30% battery, that also takes away 10% on a low-ish cooldown. So it's really just a 20% battery if you use it on her. With a 4K heal. Party charge on her battery, though. Damage to all enemies, removes parties, debuffs, chance to insta-kill. I am told she technically can do... Yeah. She can do arts farming. It's just like, this is not something you're probably going to want to do. So it's not like she can't do farming. It's just not the most fun thing to do. You are basically doing like Buster farming with her, essentially. She is essentially Buster farming. Yeah, no, 100%. If Umu's here, Shiki's here. Yeah. And then she also doesn't have like crit potential. It's very confusing what she's supposed to be doing. Because insta-kill isn't, and it's first. Insta-kill first. Insta-kill first, the same problem Nidochris has, so it butchers her looping anyway. So she is staying at C till she gets buffed. Sumanai. So I think... I don't know if I actually can talk about the Buster farming. If I did it for... No, because you're more likely, if you get Assaulter, you're more likely to get the coins before you are an MP1 Sumanai. Because Sumanai starts off with 20 less coins, meaning you probably have to either go to Bond 10 or 9 just to do buster farming. And that's if you didn't pick this by mistake because you didn't think he'd actually get a battery. MP gain 30% attack, 30% battery, which is the Oberon number. So even if, like, and I say this only for using 50% CEs, so regardless, he can do buster farming. He's got the right cooldowns for it. Debuff, resist, HP up. This is gonna get buffed too, probably. This is a very commonly buffed skill. It's happened more than once. Dragon Slayer buff, along with a 50% buster. So just pure damage steroid. Stacks MP gain on his MP and damage mod against dragons. Armor of Fafnir. Holy crap, what would that even be? Are they gonna give him MP damage on a disengage? Yeah, so he has the potential. He is very likely to get a buff here. It's likely to be a good buff because it's not like they're doing like super shit buffs anymore. So he is right now on JP. He is one of the most accessible buster farmers out there. His damage is better than Arthur, slightly worse than Mordred, with a better damage mod that does come up in farming way more than it does Artoria faces. Sorry, not sorry. But he will fall short because 4-star stats versus 5-star. He's here for being accessible. He's up here because of all the buffs. And if you bring him to a boss fight, he's going to be spamming MP gain. So you're just buster MP spamming. But if I had an A- tier or a B+, he would be there. I value Siegfried more than I do Sigurd. This is what happened. Yeah. Yeah, also, so this jump in damage for Sumanai if he's fighting a dragon. There are ways to force you to fight a dragon, chat. George does it on his MP, believe it or not. He forces you to be fighting dragons. And also there's like meme setups for how hard Sumanai can hit with Boudica and Grand Roma, so I am fine with putting him in A. This guy is so cool, chat. His design looks so good. His base attack looks good. His hit count, not the best, but could be way worse. MP gain. He's supposed to be a crit servant. He should be good, right? He looks like a more serious Siegfried. This is who Bryn was waiting for. Did we get who we were supposed to be waiting for? God, no. Why is this 3 attacks? They buffed this skill to match this skill when this skill needs to get buffed. They at least reduce the cooldown. He's not a farmer, but you'll use this in a Brave Buster chain, and you better hope you're critting on all of that. Star Gen, debuff immune for 1 turn. Drain is his normal effect on his MP and damage mod against dragons. He's not worse than Tsuna. I can at least say that he's not worse than Tsuna. But I still wouldn't choose him over any of these servants. So he can be on the same level as Tsuna. I have said this before. I think Siegfried right now is better than Sigurd. I said that when Sumanai first got his buff last year with Trom. And I am sticking to it. Because if you're fighting a dragon, Sumanai at MP1 is not that far off, and you probably have more than MP1 Sumanai. You'll have MP1 Sumanai more than you'll have MP2 Sigurd. All right. Next up, Shizuka Gozen. We got 4 more chat. Almost a clean 2 hours for this. Okay, JK Saber, base attack, average. Maybe, probably a little above average. Oh yeah, Santa Suzuka, I saw. My god. This is true JK Santa. And this is war crimes or Nore Arcade. Especially because last night I was watching Nagatoro, which I'm probably going to go back to watching after this because I'm feeling wiped after this. Because season 2 came out and it's 4 episodes in. Yeah, so upstairs looks all right. I get why they do it because double arts, 3 hits. Sargen, Buster Performance, crit damage. She has Sigurd's thing at a lower rank, but both of them are the same skill, so it's fine. 4 hit extra, yeah, I know. Especially with a saber, like this isn't going to be that good unless you have this 100% charm and reduce. My throat's dry. Almost done though. Okay, 100% charm and only a 20% attack down. This value should be higher if it's 1 turn. 10% MP gain every turn, along with MP damage for 3 turns. 10 hit Buster MP with a Star Gen perk that stacks crit damage and MP Gen. She is not Buster farming. She is when you're fighting a Lancer with a whole bunch of trash mobs. Not that common, but I mean, like, that's still better than other servants. She has the luxury of having a buffed MP over all these other servants. I don't think she's better than Sumanai because they do similar things. Like she functions better as a servant or like base servant tutorial luxury too. Oh yeah, also what's Sumanai's? Yeah, that does for being easiest access, that's not that bad damage. Just better than Ibuki. Oh wait, no, not Ibuki. Super scope damage. Yeah. She's better when you're going through the story, not when you're like farming. So you can go at B. I would bring you over Salter. I would 100% bring you over Salter. Yeah, and also biased because I have like MP fucking I don't know 15 maybe. I lost count of how many copies of her I got when I was trying to summon for uh Melt. Yes. Gamer girl goes in. Sag. About the same attack average. 3 hits, 4 hit, 2 hit, 4 hit. Around the same MP gain as well. Yeah, so this is a buff, a debuff treated as a buff. So if Shizuka had the same skill as Hassan, she could actually get rid of this. But she can't. At least it's only a 1-turn stun. And the crit damage is 100%. This is 100% crit damage. You just wouldn't be using her with Muramasa. I mean, not Muramasa. Castoria, because she's not looping. You would not be doing double Castoria because I believe you need Paracelsus. You need to use Paracelsus to get her to 3-turn farm. And I think you still need Ocean Flyer as well. 1-turn arts buff. Yeah, you are jumping through so many hoops. So she's not arts farming. That's why Jason is better. She is 100% more of a crit art servant, but she has an AoE MP. Like, if she had a single target MP, she would not be as bad as a lot of people make her out to be. She should have been single target. She, like, I stand by she would function and get way more use if she was single target, and then they could have upped her hit count too. But I mean, I guess you can use Honey Lake to help her damage problem, but it's not going to help her looping. And I mean, that isn't, she doesn't have Pure Sinvol, so I guess that is a thing. I think she's here. Off the symbol of actually arts. Because like Nero, yeah, Nero is here because essentially you only have one skill. And sometimes even that's not gonna help her. They're in a similar situation. Tomoe's kit is better. Because like only because most of the time Nero can't actually have her buffs. There so much of his is conditional. Well, at least here she is getting arts on her MP before damage and can follow up. So you're at least here. They're not hopeless. They might be able to try fixing you, but my hopes are not very high. Yeah, no, this kit on a single target, I would put up with Lancelot. This would just be another version of Lancelot. Honestly, that might be why they made her AoE, because it would have just been another Lancelot. That probably is the reason she's AoE. It sucks that she has to suffer for that. No, from what I tested, you can't stop the stun because of it's either you can't stop the stun or you can't get the stun from happening. It's one of those two, right? Like, what I mean is you can't cleanse off the timer for the stun with like Castoria. You definitely should be able to cleanse off the stun, but I'm pretty sure Tomoe gets stunned no matter what. All right, we got 2 left, and we're gonna do Yagyu first. Almost 10k attack, HP okay. Kit all right. It's looking like a regular year 1 saber though. Demon resist 1 turn. Star weight arts cards 1 turn. 50% arts buff. This is still leagues better than any other than normal mana bursts. This actually does more than one thing, which is why every single mana burst should have more than one effect. One turn evasion. This got buffed and now gives crit damage. Again, still 1 turn. 50% attack down, 50% MP gen. Because of, at the very least, all of his cooldowns are at 5. So you are kind of pigeonholed to using him with Tamamo to reduce the cooldowns, get his uptime up. Not the worst thing, but getting the stars is going to be the problem because he also doesn't drop his own stars, which Tamamo doesn't do. So you have Lady Avalon, so you're not using Castoria. For hit, reduces their attack further. This is at least 3 turns. Yagyu is here or here on the simple fact that he needs Tamamo to have like better uptime. Otherwise, he's fallen short. I think he goes there. No, hold up, no. Yeah, no, I think Lancelot is better than Yagyu. Lancelot is better than Yagyu. Because again, Yagyu is story lock, Lancelot isn't. Even though like I got my Yagyu would be better than my Lancelot in terms of damage, but that's only 1 MP. Lancelot will catch up over time. If they didn't build Yagyu could only be good for 1 turn, he would be competing with Lancelot, but no, he's not. All right, the last one, Trung Sisters. So base MP charge low. They had to do that because of how their kit works. You are almost never going to be hitting their quick card. These are the Pokemon Sabers. Well, most recent. You're not wrong. But I mean, he's a support. And then it's 3 AoE. And then yeah. Last SSR saber was AoE. Whoa, wait, you're talking about... Whoa, wait, are you talking about single target saber or single target servant? Oh shit, you actually might be right about that. Oh, wait, yeah, shit. Wait. Hold up, we need to double check this information, because you actually are probably right. SSR, AoE, 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 support, AoE, AoE, AoE. Oh shit, yeah, I think you're right. No, Bunyan. That's not better. That was last March. Oh shit, yeah, you're right. Yeah, that was last March. All right. Trung Sisters. Their deck at least looks modern. They are somewhat fun to play. Arts and Buster are good are a good combo. They help damage and refund. 15% attack, 15% arts. Lower charisma for another buff that helps each other. Basically, Dioscuri, 15% arts, 15% buster, and then using buster cards increase arts, using arts increases buster cards, but these are only for one turn. %30 battery. MP charge for the party, 20%. Crit res chance. Crit resistance up 20% for 3 turns. Single target 9 hit MP heal every turn, and then start stacking arts buffs on MP depending on overcharge. Yeah, she's better than Yagyu. There is no question. She is better than Yagyu. But she's going here. Yeah, that's why Dioscuri is that EX up here. Dioscuri as a servant just functions better, and like this. Yeah, like Trung Sisters, like they have Buster, but they don't really have crit. That's the problem. They have art. They're doing arts and Buster, but they don't have crit to go with the Buster. And like, yeah, they have decently high attack, but not that high to warrant it. So they need buff on here to make this stack for more than one turn, please. All right, so this is the Saber tier list. As you can see, there is not one that's like so horrendously bad, in my opinion, that there's never a reason to use them. Sabers in general are pretty usable. Does anyone feel like they need to be changed? Keisuke is here because he's specific distance in Gumi. Uh, yeah, I think I'm happy with this. All right.